You don't like GoPro? Well, fuck you. And you swear too. You're not allowed to fucking swear on fucking camera shit. You can't swear. You're not. No. I don't want to hear the word fuck when I find out about cameras. Piece of shit. I'm unsubscribing. Wait a minute, I didn't subscribe anyway. Well, I'm not watching you anymore. You should just go fuck yourself. Well, today I'm testing out possible travel vlogging solutions. In this corner, I got the motherfucking GoPro Hero 8, known for crashing, overheating, and generally being a piece of shit. But generally, when it works pretty good. Got it set to linear mode, because I hate GoPro curvy shit. And in this corner, we got the Samsung Note 10 Plus on a DJI Osmo Mobile 3 gimbal, which is about 150 bucks for the gimbal. And I'm doing the nature walk test at golden hour, so it's going to be transitioning to low light here pretty soon. And I just wanted to fucking see which one of these motherfuckers is doing a better job at travel vlogging. Now, as I've said in the past, and you can check my past GoPro videos, GoPro does heat up, lock up, lose footage, cause problems, and I don't feel very good vlogging with it because I don't know if I'm going to have a successful filming session, and if I'm filming anything critical, I refuse to do it with the GoPro. Thankfully, I always have my phone with me. Don't always have my GoPro with me, so there's that. And right now I'm using the front-facing camera on my phone anyway, and so that way I can kind of see myself and frame up. But I'm about to switch to the other camera, the wide angle, and that'll be during the wide angle test pretty much. So people are gonna stare at me for a minute. How's it going? Don't mind me. So I'm gonna have a wide angle off here, but I'm gonna put the GoPro in wide, realizing that it can go to super view, but I hate super view. It looks ridiculous. I don't know why anyone uses super view other than mountain bikers. Maybe it would be the only ones I see that should use super view. As for the phone, the Samsung Note 10 has 3 different lenses on the other side. Wide angle lens, which I think looks fucking amazing, medium lens, and it also has stabilization that is much improved from many other smartphones. Now we're getting into kind of a tricky lighting situation here, so this looks like a good spot to switch over to the wide angle lenses and vlog that way. So now I'm filming using the wide angle on both of these, and I can see they're both very smooth. This is a semi-low light situation here. I do have the ISO limit set on the GoPro at ISO 400 because anything above that looks like a pile of shit, and anything above that's kind of unnecessary when it comes to, you know, filming, because generally if you're in a low light situation you need to add light. But I'm liking how buttery smooth my gimbal solution is, so there's that. How's it going? So I'm testing basically whether or not I even need to bring the GoPro at this point. Now there's certain things my phone can do, or the GoPro can do, that my phone can't. Basically, it's an action cam. I can put it underwater, I can jump around in it, I can run around with it, I can strap it to have a whole bunch of shit. Can't really do that with my expensive ass phone. It'd probably get broke. So when it comes to action shit, GoPro's still the way to go. But when it comes to vlogging, as in just wandering around like a passive tourist, or hiking like I am now, this phone solution works. And we're gonna take it off the gimbal at one point and do a steady, super steady test, which I believe I need to go to 1080p for that. But shooting 4K like I am right now, 30, because I don't need 60, I don't need slow-mo right now, but I can do it on both. And you think I can even go even further on the phone. I think that this is an adequate solution using the phone. I want the audio to be better though, so there's that. It's looking pretty sweet on the phone. I think the phone's getting a little bit better dynamic range from what I can see on the screen. Phone's in full auto, so it's making all the decisions and shit. It's definitely looking pretty smooth from what I can see now, but I won't know until I get in the computer. Hello.
And
so the gimbal's pretty smooth as far as moving around and shit. It's working pretty good. There's a lot of motherfuckers here today. Hello.
Hi.
So at the end of this, I will give you my thoughts on the footage once I get it in the editing stage, along with the audio test. So here we'll just, we're going to do a quick audio test. This is the audio coming from the Note 11. Now I'll be using whichever audio was the best throughout the entire thing. And this is the audio coming from the GoPro, which I was surprisingly impressed with when the motherfucker isn't crashing on me. Another thing to talk about with this setup is, I hear music. Another thing to talk about with this setup is battery life. With my phone, I can hook it to the gimbal and charge the phone off the gimbal, and basically I can straight up just keep the phone going for a good 4 hours ish. So as a streaming solution, it's a no-brainer. Hands down, using the phone is going to be how I go about streaming in the future. But I love the wide angle rectilinear display on my phone. I think it has minimal distortion, and I think it's the way to go for vlogging. Now the audio on the phone at vlogging distance, I have yet to really get a good effective test, especially outdoors like this. And it's kind of calm today, so I don't know that there's going to be a lot of wind noise and shit. But let's face it, my phone is going to be more reliable than the GoPro at capturing what I need. I have my phone with me on all times. I do not have my GoPro with me at all times. And I know you might be saying right now, dickhead, what about the fucking Osmo Pocket? I thought you liked the Osmo Pocket. Well, the Osmo Pocket is good, and I am going to have that with me at all times, because that takes up a lot less space than the GoPro. And it has wireless capability, which means I can track myself. Also, this phone has wireless capability as well. It will track as well. Using the DJI Mimo app, essentially my phone does everything the Osmo Pocket does and has way more versatility than both the GoPro and the Osmo Pocket. I got 4 lenses. I can also draw in the space, but that's gimmicky. I don't give a shit about that. But having the versatility, like say I jump over here and I want to fucking get close to this enormously entertaining stump, or maybe there's a fish in the fucking water that I want to film. I smell fire. Well, basically, like say I want to get up close to that, without stopping my recording, I'm able to get up close. This is as close as I get with the GoPro. Anything I do on the GoPro, I have to punch in. I have to crop to get any closer. Whereas on this, it has a sensor and camera for telephoto. So I can easily get in close when I need to. And then I can just zoom all the way out now, and we're back. We're back to vlogging with this setup. The gimbal by itself has a 12-hour battery life, so it'll fucking get the job done. So, hello. And it'll allow me to film whatever the hell I want to film at that point throughout the day. And if you carry a battery power pack, like I do, I carry 2 of them, I'll never run out of power with my phone. The phone is also weather sealed, so if it's raining and shit, it's fine. I'm good. So it can handle some weather and some elements. I don't know if I'd want to take it out in the super freezing cold. That might be a job for the GoPro. But overall, I'm thinking my phone is going to replace my defective GoPro Hero 8, and I'll just use the Hero 8 whenever I need to whenever I need to film some shit that requires a camera that can withstand some punishment. Though it's arguable the Hero 8's set up for that because they don't have a replaceable lens anymore. You know. And also, not to mention the bokeh effect. There's an autofocus system on the phone, which has the advantage of providing a very, very, very slight blur. It's probably not going to do too well right now, though, especially on wide angle. Everything's pretty much going to look in focus on wide angle, so that doesn't really fucking matter. So let me know in the comments, since you guys are the ones watching my fucking videos, what you think. Which camera does a better fucking job? You tell me. Is it the GoPro Hero 8? Or the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus with the gimbal? And even without the gimbal, we're going to do that test now. Alright, this is the phone at 4K without the gimbal, just me walking, not really doing a ninja walk. And I see it's shaky, it's wobbly compared to the GoPro. So handheld in this mode, meh, as far as stabilization. If we zoom in to the medium angle lens, it looks a little floaty. Looks like a little bit of improvement, but overall not as good as the GoPro. Alright, this is in 1080p handheld with super steady on. I didn't see the super steady option in 4K, This is me walking. It's starting to look a little like shit because it's getting a little light too, I think. But overall, I'd say it's working. But definitely not as good as the gimbal. So the gimbal was a good call. But in a pinch, when I don't have the gimbal with me, this could probably get the job done. Alright, this is 4K with Super Steady on, with me walking. It's starting to look a little shit because it's getting low light out. So we'll just have to see how this goes. But in a pinch, I think Super Steady could get the job done without the gimbal. You know, I'm literally... Now if I ninja walk, let's try the ninja walk. Ninja walking, it looks... Still, it's not doing too bad. It's not as good as with the gimbal though, definitely. If I zoom in, zooming in, that's pretty fucking smooth. That's Super Steady. Like I'm walking right now, and it's doing a pretty fucking good job of being stable. You know, it was a little jittery probably because of the time of day. So, we'll see. Yeah, if I walk smooth, I think Super Steady will get the job done when I'm in a pinch and I don't have my gimbal. So I'm already kind of sold on what I'm going to do for my portable vlogging. And that's leave this at home for rainy days, pretty much. Am I still recording? No. So, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do going forward. Now I'm going to go live stream for a bit. So, some final thoughts on GoPro versus Note 10 Plus. After looking at the footage, I gotta say, first of all, the stabilization failed on the GoPro. It was enabled, but because of the low light, the shutter speed dropped because I had the ISO max set at 400. So most of the time, the stabilization failed, which isn't a problem you're going to encounter during the low light when using the gimbal. However, when I did the handheld test with the Note 10 Plus, it definitely was some shaky shit. I mean, it was not as good as the gimbal, definitely. So, in higher, shutter speeds, I think, and I'm going to do another test when the light is, like, beautiful out or something. I'm going to take the phone out and do some handheld tests without the gimbal, just to kind of see. And it won't be hard to do because I'll have my phone with me. When I have a nice day, I'll take some time and film a handheld test. But still, even when I look at the low light footage, I feel like while there is definitely noise coming from the Note 10, it didn't bother me that much. There was a few moments it got kind of mushy, like really mushy, when it got really dark. But overall, in a situation like that, when you're asking a lot of the camera, I mean, filming in the woods is the hardest, most difficult thing to ask these little ass cameras to do. So I wasn't expecting miracles here. What I mainly wanted to know is audio, which I believe was comparable. They're a little different from each other, but I think audio-wise, both of them can get the job done, even with a little bit of wind. A lot of wind, you're going to need something, a lav mic or some kind of solution for that. But the GoPro, you could still hear the voice pretty well in windy situations, and you can put a windsock over it. As for the phone solution, you would have to get a USB external microphone, because there's no microphone jack on the phone, so I can't use my lav mic with my phone anymore. I have to buy a lav mic that goes to the USB, so I'll have to research to see if that's a thing. I definitely think I can take, you know, my phone as the main cam and have, you know, my Osmo Pocket be a B cam, and then for special situations use the GoPro Hero 8. That's what I'm looking at in terms of travel vlogging. But ultimately, this camera, the GH5, is probably going to be my camera of choice going forward. So it wasn't a 100% fair test. I did need to use the gimbal, but to be fair, we all have phones. Adding a gimbal to your phone for $150 and having it stand up, especially in stability and lower light situations, might be a way to save money instead of paying $400 for the GoPro. So GoPro for a vlogging camera, not so much. Action camera, yes. But I cannot stress enough, it is not reliable. It failed me on multiple live streaming situations, and I just live streamed right after I filmed that footage you just watched. I live streamed using my Note for over an hour with signal problems, but that's normal for an IRL stream. But as far as the phone crashing or causing a drop in the stream, didn't happen. Streamed the whole time, used 10% of my battery for the hour. That's fucking awesome. I was having such a problem streaming with that GoPro, especially in San Antonio, where it kept dropping, it kept overheating, the batteries, you know, I could get about 40 to 45 minutes before the GoPro either overheated and crashed, the app failed, or the fucking batteries died. Those are the three situations, and I was constantly having to start and restart my streams. That's over with now that I'm using the Note 10. So if you're a live streamer or an IRL streamer and we're hoping to use the GoPro to stream with, it's a piece of shit. You can't rely on it. It's going to crash during your stream 100% of the time. If your stream's longer than 40 minutes, it's going to crash on you. When it works, it's brilliant, but it only works in really good light, as we just saw. If you're in shitty light, that's about what your stabilization, your super hyper boost fucking stabilization is going to do. That's what it's going to look like in low light. You could squeeze a higher shutter rate out of it. And also, if you're not using the updated batteries, you're taking a chance if you're doing the boosted, hyper smooth. There's just, you can't use that. You can't use some of the higher frame rates without overheating. But I have had it fail even with the GoPro Hero 8 style batteries, which have the blue fucking thing on them. And yes, I'm for all you fuckers who were like, hey, why don't you use a fast SD card? Motherfucker, I've been doing this a long time. All my SD cards are fucking 4K V30 fucking rated. You know, I swear. These are, and that is more than adequate for 100 megabits a second data rate. The cards that I use in that, I can put in this fucking GH5 and film at 4K 60, 200 or 150 megabits per second. I've even filmed at 200 megabits per second in 1080 on the all intra codec, and it's been no problem. Filmed for as much time as I needed with no problems. I know there's some fanboys that have been giving me a little bit of hate about the GoPro, but I'm sorry, it's a piece of shit. It's a $400 piece of shit that I can't rely on to film anything important. So it's going to be I got to jump in the lake. Okay, let me grab my GoPro. But for everything else, I'm going to use my phone, my Osmo Pocket, my GH5, whatever other camera besides the fucking GoPro. When it comes to being discreet, to being out in public, to just doing my thing, Osmo Pocket and my phone are more than enough to get it done now. There's no need, and it's definitely no need for me to buy the fucking media mods. GoPro fucked me with this camera, this Hero 8. I'm not looking to spend any more money in their ecosystem from this point forward. I'll use the camera I bought the best it'll work,
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it fails, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not going to have it be an important camera. If anything, it's going to probably be a hyperlapse, night lapse thing. Just because it does that pretty well. I haven't really sat and tested the night lapse to see if that crashes. Hopefully not. But, I'm going to have it do what it's good at. And that's to be able to take a little bit of a beating or to put in places that you can't get these other cameras. Which is the only advantage it has left. As far as their attempt at taking over the vlogging world, it's not going to fucking happen. Sorry. It's just not going to happen. Good try, GoPro, but I'm not buying any more of your shit. You fucked me. Too much. You fucked me with the fucking Fusion, and now you fucked me with the Hero 8. I'm not getting fucked by GoPro anymore. Now, I want to address one more thing from you camera motherfuckers that come to my channel. I've been swearing for fucking 4 years on YouTube. I like to swear. If you don't like me swearing, don't watch me. Don't subscribe. Fuck off. Especially with this thing where you gotta make sure that kids aren't watching your shit. Guess what? Kids aren't watching my shit. I'm not looking to get a $47,000 fine. I'm not looking to get demonetized and have all comments removed from my channel and all the other shit that happens if you're child friendly. So I'm sorry if you can't hear the word fuck. I am not the YouTuber for you. You're just gonna have to fucking deal. I swear. It's me. If you don't like me, don't listen to me. Don't watch me. It's really that simple. You don't even need to tell me in the comments. I've heard it. But I've only heard it from the camera community. Every once in a while I hear it in my nutrition community. But when the camera community, you motherfuckers are sensitive. You're angry all the time. I see, if somebody talks shit about a camera you own, you guys get so butthurt. I don't get like that when someone talks shit about a camera I own. I mean, it's stuff. It's an object. If I like a camera, it's because it does a fucking good job for me, and I don't care what anyone says about it, to be honest with you. If you like your camera, then like your camera. Doesn't mean everyone else has to. That's my public service announcement to any of the photography motherfuckers that made it past me saying fuck a bunch of times. But remember, I'm not a fucking expert. I'm just an asshole, even when it comes to cameras, though I know a little bit. A little bit more than usual. But I'm still not an expert. I'm just an asshole. Just trying to share with you the things that I'm... this video I made more for me. I wanted to decide what I'm going to do in the future. And I've made that decision. And I'm going to roll with the Samsung Note 10 as my travel vlogging solution. Because it can get the job done. And it looks good enough. It's not like a GH5, don't get me wrong. It looks good, and it definitely, I think the picture quality, it was neck and neck with a slight edge going to the Samsung over the GoPro 8, I think, just because of the versatility of having multiple lenses. And, if I need a selfie screen, I can use the front-facing camera's 4K. It's not as wide-angled as I'd like. So 9 times out of 10, I'm just going to put it in wide angle and turn it around and vlog that way. And, I've noticed something funny partially through with the audio zoom feature. If you're behind the camera and you zoom into using the telephoto lens, for some reason it zooms the audio on that side of the phone, which is pretty good if you're in front of the phone, but it's not so good when you're behind the phone talking, trying to narrate what you're looking at. So these are all thoughts on the camera. That's it for this video. Please like and subscribe for more shit, and I'll make more shit. If you guys watch my camera videos a lot, I'll make more camera videos. I'll make more stuff talking about video and photography as I go. But I'm not the top tier. I'm not looking to step on Tony and Chelsea Northrup, or even camera conspiracies. I just know that I've been doing this a while, and I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm looking for in a camera. And in terms of real world performance, that's kind of what this was. You know, I'm not here to go over all the specs with you. I'm here to say, hey, should I use this camera? Should I use that camera? And I do like your opinions, especially from my regular subscribers who watch my keto shit that managed to make it through this video. I definitely appreciate any opinion you have in regards to what is more watchable for you. In my opinion, watching this footage, the phone was more watchable than the GoPro. And that's only probably because the stabilization failed because of the low light situation. I'll do another test on a sunny day between the two, and we'll see how that goes. But the fact that the Note 10 held up better in the low light than the GoPro, it's enough to edge it over, because I'm almost positive they'll both perform their same way, if or better, in better lighting situations. Plus my phone won't freeze, lock up, overheat, and lose footage. So there's that. Head to ScottTheTruckDriver.com and leave a tip in the virtual tip jar if you'd like this video and you'd like me to make more videos. For every $20 received, I will fund one video up to 4 videos per week. Anything over that is a tip. Cutoffs are on Sunday. And this will be the one video you get this week because there was no other videos funded and I just wanted to do this one. So, you know, if I don't get any funding, I'll just do it when I feel like it. So I felt like this. So that you got a video and shit. So there's that. You can also follow me on TikTok, Scott the Truck Driver. I'll be doing all kinds of little video snippets over there just because I think it's fun. It'll be about whatever. Sometimes nutrition, sometimes just fun. You know, I'm having fun on that platform. And for my live streams, you can follow me. I've been exclusively streaming on DLive. That's going to continue for a little while because I feel like I have a good community there, and it seems to do what I need it to do. But if you want to watch the live stream replays, you'll have to go to ScottTheTruckDriver.com, sign up for the email list, and then you'll get access to the subscriber lounge. With your first email blast, you'll see the password and you'll be able to get into the subscriber lounge and watch sometimes 4-hour stream replays because I post the full replays. I've got my workflow all set up for that. I'm using BitChute to host and embedded into my subscriber lounge. And if you don't want to do that, you could just go to BitChute and watch the shit too. I'm aware of that. So you can subscribe on BitChute. Scott the Truck Driver on there. So that's where you can find all my shit. I've spread my shit out over the internet thanks to Copa and all of this other YouTube debauchery that's been going on lately. I don't feel comfortable putting all my content in one basket. So that's that. As for my next camera video, this GH5 that you're watching me on right now, they just updated it. And I've been filming it with e-stabilization right now, turned on. And supposedly it got updated with the firmware, along with a few other updates to autofocus, which I didn't test yet. But that'll be a video coming soon. Say, put my GH5 through some vlogging paces. Have a nice motherfucking day. And shit. I wonder how much of a comment ratio I'm going to get on this. It's only my camera videos. Only my camera videos are giving me this shitty ratio. Just saying. I think you guys need some fucking mental assistance in the camera world, that you need to fucking be so hateful and miserable. If someone doesn't like a camera you own, oh damn. It's the world we live in today. Have a nice motherfucking day and shit.